we are back again. So today I've got my trusty old MPC Live 3 here, and I think about making a YouTube video every single day. I don't actually make a YouTube video every day, and there's multiple reasons for that. I do make a song every single day. So today, it's been a pretty long work week at the coffee shop that I work at full time, and been going through a lot of deep emotional stuff. But every day I make a song, and just thinking about the resources that I have. I've been making music for about 10 years, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm grateful for having that willpower to just make a song every day. And I think especially with music and with all of the AI and how competitive music is and how great the really great music is, it can often be pretty tempting to not want to do it, to just give up. But for some gosh darn reason, I've been really stubborn with this thing and I've kept going with it. So, that being said, I was thinking about how, I make a song every day, but I don't always post said song or the process of making that song. And I just wanted to challenge myself on that because I was thinking about how great of a resource that is. I just did a little DJ set on TikTok because I realized that I have the capability of live streaming on TikTok. So I thought, hey, Corey, don't be scared to live stream on YouTube. I did a lot of work to be able to even live stream on this platform, and I was really excited to be able to do it. And the truth is that live streaming is pretty painful because the whole goal is to, you're streaming live and you're having people watch, but within that process, you don't actually have anyone watching often, especially when you're at the beginning. So kind of have to change my mindset and be really grateful for the times that I do have people checking out my work and checking out my content. And just thinking about how similar live streaming would be to making a song a day, just in the sense that, you just kind of have to do it and you have to overcome that idea that no one's watching. And also, I think when you're making music every day, or live streaming or whatever it may be, the fact that no one's watching you in a lot of ways can lead to a lot of creative freedom. There's really no need to fear if no one's watching. And we live in this world where everyone wants to be watched. So, maybe one day I'll look back at this time of what my career is and express a lot of gratitude. Thank you so much for y'all being here, and every single person that's there, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful for y'all. So I am gonna get to making a song, and I'm not gonna be able to look at the screen while I do that. So thank y'all for the comments, and thank you to everyone for being here. Please like and subscribe if you appreciate what I'm doing. Try to make as many videos as possible about this MPC Live 3. And yeah, I make a song on it every day, so let's do this thing. Let's make a song together. I do really wish I could see the screen, because yeah, it's awesome. Screw other people being here. It's just us. I gotta try not to curse on YouTube too. The times that I've cursed, then definitely nobody's gonna be watching. So since it's just us, let's get to making the song. So I love my MPC Live 3. So we have it all set up. You load in and we have the infamous trap kit. So let's get the volume right into the interface. Okay. Whoa, that's loud. Hopefully everybody can hear that. All of the people watching. So this is the infamous trap kit. The cool thing about this trap kit is that it has these, oh, let me turn the sound off because I don't want to freak my neighbor out. It has these XY axes on it, which is really cool. but we're not going to mess with that right now. So actually, maybe we will. So let's go to sounds. Got to go out here. Let's go back to sounds. You notice I'm just scrolling through these buttons really fast. I'm going too fast. So we have these user expansions, and these are the expressive kits. So I say we use, let's go, what is the genre kits? Okay, so we have a deep house. I say we try let's try this one and see how it sounds. So now, so we're getting just a little bit of we're getting some expressiveness. What's good? Thanks so much for being here. I love it. I love seeing the videos you make, and the stuff that you're doing on the MPC Live 3 is awesome. I'm gonna keep looking up every now and then for a second. Okay, so before I get started, I would say, you know, there's specific ways that we like to make music, but challenge yourself, do things different ways. You know, I'm making this song today, but tomorrow I might start differently. Today I'm gonna start with the drums. You don't have to start with the drums. That's just the way that I wanna do it today. So I like these different noises. Over here, if we scroll over, whoa, it looks like I recorded something maybe on accident. But we have the fixed record length is off and the default length is 1. So normally what I would do, I would just go in and I would sequence these drums out. But because I'm trying to do things differently, let's just press record, and it's gonna go until I stop. Okay, let's see how this sounds. So now we can go in here, and I didn't get it looped quite perfectly. So let's just go right here. And what I've noticed is that sometimes I think it's on, but it's not. So this looks okay. This note right here looks like it's off. You can just physically look at the grid, and it gets those weird variations that we're getting within the pads, which is great. So now we can overdub a little something on top of it. Let's lower the tempo to 125. Oh, kind of screwed it up. So let's press undo. I don't think that sounded good. So yeah, that's kind of that's sort of a weird sounding drum. But it's taking a really basic drum and it's giving it a kind of a strange feeling to it, but I like that. So now let's just play around. Let's go up here, this top right corner in time control, we can add a little bit of swing onto what we did. And then if we close, let's press the touch strip and let's go to pad level. I think one thing that you'll notice with most drum kits is that the hi-hat is generally much too high, which would make sense for the name hi-hat. I like that. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. The light I had just turned off. Might happen again. Gotta go with it. So those noises are cool, but they're pretty overpowering. So I think that's enough for the drums for now. So let's see what's going on here. It looks like we have multiple. We don't even need that light. We're gonna be good without it. It's gonna keep getting on my nerves. You can see the screen in my hands. Okay. Oh yeah. So this is the first one. There's nothing on here. So let's go here. Let's delete it. We'll just start working here. Okay. So I think we have a nice little drum loop. We can click from this view and we can go ahead and we can add another track, and we can just press sounds here to pick what sound that we want. So I would normally do bass, but again, I said that I was going to try to do things differently. And I haven't been using this OP a lot. The thing that I like about it is that it is it's a FM synthesizer emulator, or just straight up is a FM synthesizer. I think that sounds really good. So we're gonna go here. Right here we have scale mode. You can pick what scale you want. If anybody's in here, what key should we make the song in today? It's your choice. If nobody picks in 10 seconds, I'm going to pick myself, and that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna pick myself. I'm gonna say, how am I feeling? Let's do E minor. Okay, so then let's do pentatonic minor. Let's go down. Sounds pretty cool, but let's turn it into a chord. The thing is, you always have to listen to things in the context of the instruments, so. Okay, that sounds good to me. Just look, this last one was a little bit off. Now we're at this point, I'd say let's go in and let's go to dynamics. Let's add the mother ducker input here. Let's go into the drums. Let's go to the effects. Let's add the mother ducker input here. You notice it just gives that volume of the piano, but it just see, I can just use this knob to control the volume. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a note. And should I do the melody or should I do the bass next? I don't know. So Fabric sounds is a pretty good sounding thing. I normally do bass, so let's just push off the bass. Let's not do the bass yet. So that sounds pretty good to me. The great thing I like about clips in this view is that, you know, I did a 4-bar loop for the drums and for the piano, but I'm not constrained to that. I can do this. This sounded good as 2 bars, so we can do that in this looping, even though these are 4 bars. So we go to the arranger. It's great that they added this kind of non-linear feeling. It's really great for making music really fast. So what we're gonna do is, let's go here, and this is another instance of Fabric, but let's change it. Let's go to Hype, our good old trusty Hype. No, I don't want to do Hype. I want to do Jura for this one. Now this is like an analog synthesizer emulator. And what we're going to do is we're going to do another pluck. We're going to do a little higher. That sounds pretty good to me. Okay, so that sounded pretty good to me. So now we're gonna go back to Fabric. And I say, let's add in a lead. Let's try a soft lead. I think that one actually sounds pretty good, but let's go ahead and let's save this project. We're at a good point. I have enough of a song that if I were to lose it, I'd be really sad. Always save your stuff. You can have the automatic saving going on. I noticed that that kind of gets on my nerves. I'm gonna call this, how does this feel? I try to name things based off a feeling that I'm having. So let's call this, oh, thanks for saying it sounds good. I really appreciate that. Let's name this motivate. We'll call this. So sometimes naming, try to do things fast, but I'm gonna call this motivated. So I like to enjoy to make up words. It's kind of stupid, but this song makes me feel motivated. Okay. Okay, that sounds great. Now we have this sine wave, or flutter sine, and we have elements that are 4 bars, we have elements that are 2 bars. Now, consciously, I think it'll be cool to make an element that is 8 bars. I do think that if I keep it to 8 bars, this will sound pretty good. It does look like I got this first note. Oh, yeah, that's right. This one's a little bit off. So it's pretty easy. I would say if you're new to making electronic music in general, just look at the grid. Everything doesn't have to be perfectly on the grid, but if you're playing things in, you can just tell rhythmically when something's wrong. And if I could go back to myself, great, Corey, you're making music every day, but I do just wish that I would have made things be in perfect alignment. So let's listen to make sure this sounds good. So that sounds good to me. It might not be it might not be perfectly timed. Um, yeah, no, I hear you. No, the autosave, I think particularly if we're people that are trying to make music very quickly, what I find is that um, the autosave definitely uh, the autosave definitely just slows everything down, and that's really frustrating. I'm like, um, I don't want to sit here while the autosave takes a second. That was also with the MPC Live 2. I don't know if the autosave would actually be faster. I do feel like saving is faster on the MPC Live 3. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Um, I've definitely had. I think my reason why I've lost songs and the biggest reason why I save. So let's just go ahead and save. Um, is because I run out of battery, which this thing has a pretty darn good battery life, but that's one thing about always making music and being professional. I do try to carry this thing with me every single day. I do ride a bicycle, so that's not always the easiest, but it ends up being a very big problem if you're out on the road and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make a beat, and then your battery's running low. So that would be the most in the beginning. I did have a bug where, and if anybody's dealt with this, let me know. I'm getting a little bit distracted from making the song. That's okay. We're already at a good point in the song. I'm happy with it, but we'll do more to it. But the thing that I had an issue with is that one day my screen just stopped working, and I wasn't able to use the touchscreen at all, which rendered the device meaningless. But I think it had to do right here with my SD card, which is pretty old. And I heard people say that with the MPC Live 3, this can get like melted into it. So I just went ahead and took that out, and everything's been working fine since. So yeah, comment down below if you've had issues with the screen. And I'm sorry, that freaking sucks. Maybe taking the SD card out might help. Okay, let's listen to the song. Okay, so I think now is the time for me to add a bass. So let's go here, and I like the Sub Factory. I was doing things a lot differently. Let's do something that I like. If you watch my videos, you probably realize I use this device a lot. So let's try the thump. I think as someone, one of the biggest things that I've learned about making music every single day is, earlier I was talking about, music is there is no right or wrong. It's just everything exists within context and how that makes you feel. And I would say that bass was the thing that I struggled with the most when I first started making music. And I think you start to understand different types of basses and the role they would play. But I would say more so than anything, it's important with everything, but you kind of have to get the bass right. So I would say a lot of times it's actually kind of easier to do the drums and the bass at the beginning because you pick something that you like. It can be kind of difficult to find something that fits. Like this already has a lot of melodic energy and a lot of sound, so it might take me a second to find the right bass. And if the first one doesn't sound good, it might mean that I just need to pick a whole other one, Oh yeah, that's good. See, I tried a different type of bass and it sounds good. I'm not even gonna try another one. I think that's cool. that'll be off because this is when I add a little bit of variation to it. But let's get this right. Click undo. Yeah, that sounds good. And I would say that too, as far as like the great thing about electronic music is that you don't have to be a perfect artist. And there are people who they use Fruity Loops and they type everything in. But what I really enjoy is the hybrid nature of being able to. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We'll see what we can do with the sequence to be like, yeah, we made a song today. So, yeah, it might have to do with the SD card. It might be something that I was doing a lot of research, and it might just have to do with might have to do with the heat. I know that this device has a fan in it, and because the computing power is, I think it's still just like a cheap iPad or whatever, but there's more heat going on for some reason. So, yeah, I think the SD card, that might be why if we're having like screen issues, because I haven't had that issue since. I also had a screen protector on that I took off too. Those are my troubleshooting. Maybe I should just make a video specifically about that because I was really stressed for that day. Okay, so I think this one sequence is feeling pretty full, but I'm gonna add one more layer to it, and then we'll have six plugins in there. We could go all the way to 8, but I think 6 is fine. We don't need to make things too hard on ourselves, but I'm gonna go back to doing a chord. Let's try this one. It's fun to just mess around with different chords and stuff. And now let's do Warm Pad. I don't know, I did that. I meant to change this. Also, if you like, I like this sound, but it sounds a little much. So if you just press edit, you can mess with the synth. Okay, let's try this. So I'd say this is like stage 1, and say if I'm having a really long day and I'm really tired, this I would consider myself that I've like made a song because I can play this stuff back later, and if I'm doing a show here in Seattle or Portland or Vancouver, wherever I'm doing a show, since I do this every single day before a show. I'll just take as much time as I can going through all of these songs that I made every day, just to see what sounds really good and what really resonates with my heart and what I would love to play. But yeah, let's play around with this a little bit, and then we can kind of let's just build out the song a little bit, which, if I'm being honest, I don't always do this every day, because sometimes I'm tired. But as with making the video, what I will say is that if I connect with something emotionally at this level, that I'm willing to then arrange it, it probably means that it's at least good to me. So that means something. But again, like one of the best songs I ever made, I rode my bicycle all the way back from the San Juan Islands in one day, and it took me like 10 hours. And I just made this song on my couch as soon as I got home. And it really resonated with me later. I was just physically so tired, so both of those things are true. Okay, so yeah, make music every day. If you can, arrange it. Probably means that you like it, but sometimes we're too tired. So if you want to make a song a day, you got to kind of be easy on yourself. So what we can do here, if you notice, I press set, and then we went to the third of the purple. I like that everything's color-coded on the step sequencer. The third of the purple are the track mutes. The second one, if we go to track 1, this is the drum mutes. But and maybe I could do it differently, but generally I'll start with the track mutes. And this is what we would have, this is what I would have done with creating different sequences in the past with track mutes on the MPC Live 2 on the older version. But now with this version, I do like using the clip view, and I know everyone was annoyed with it, but I think it's great. And as with what I was saying earlier, when it comes to making music, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into like, oh, here's how I always make music. I think to stay creative, it makes sense to try to do things differently every time that you do it. And there's only so much different you can do it. So it's just a fun challenge. But this is a great process because everything's not linear. I technically added all of these elements in left and right, but that doesn't mean that that's how I have to play it. So everything I was doing earlier with playing things emotionally, it's pretty cool because that's what I'm doing now with the track mutes. Okay, so I think that is actually, it's very minimal. So we're gonna say insert and capture. So these two things are here, but what you're gonna need to do to maintain these track mutes on this one pad, you need to say take a snapshot. So let's go here, let's just do another insert and capture. And let's do this all the way to where we can't see no more. And we can scroll down a little bit. So that's the first one. So let's just go ahead and let's insert and capture until we literally just can't see anymore. And you could go down here and like name it verse and all of those kind of things, but I'm just gonna play around. Okay, so now, so I think probably adding this one is good, but yeah. Yeah, I think take this one and we're gonna do a snapshot. So let's see, I'll show you what I mean whenever we go back to here. So it's just one. Now we add it in. So now let's add the drums in. I'm gonna take a snapshot, and I think it actually makes sense. Let's take this one out too. Let's see how this sounds. And you don't have to play through everything, you can just hear what one part sounds like going into the next one. So I do think maybe we should have another one. Let's see about see if we take this out. Let's take this, let's see how this sounds. So yeah, so initially I thought that I love clips so much. So initially I thought that using the using the bass would sound cool, but I think it's actually this piano right there. So now let's go in and this out. Let's try this one. So let's see how this transition sounds. Yeah, I think that's a nice build. So for this one here, let's see how, I don't know, I just want a moment where it's just the bass. It might not be meant to be right here. I think this is where the chorus would be. So now we're at this point, let's just play all the way through the sequence and see how it sounds. Start of the song. Now I think that kind of makes the bass a little bit more powerful. So we took a snapshot of that last one. So now I say we keep the bass. Yeah, so let's take a snapshot of that. Let's go in here. Now I say we just kind of add a more traditional sense, just more quickly. So let's move down. We need to add more insert and capture. So we know we're on this one, so let's insert and capture again. So we're inserting and capturing all the way down to 15 clips. So now let's try this one. Let's see if we have this. So let's try this one. So let's take a snapshot here. And now let's go to this next one. And let's try to switch it up. Because these two have never been working together, and now let's add it. Okay, so here's one thing we can do now. Now that we have the whole, we have everything. Oh, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. So, oh, thank you so much for saying you like the jam. I appreciate it. I've been doing good. Been doing good. I haven't been jamming as much around town because it's the rainy season in Seattle, but I did go out to Bainbridge Island over the weekend, and that was pretty nice. So, been trying to jam as much as I can. So, technically, I think this is still, it's only 15 rows of clips, but we're not going to get too caught up on that because I think it's a beautiful arrangement. And so we're going to go to this one. Again, the fourth purple button here. Now we have the drums. So everything that we just did for all of the instruments, we're going to do the same thing for our drums to sequence drums creatively. So we have that. We can go through things really quickly, which is nice. So we can see what's being played, and I think let's take out. I think with those drum variations, it sounds pretty cool. So now let's go. Wait, let's see, did I take a snapshot? Yeah, I did. Let's take that out. Take a snapshot. Take a snapshot. Just do this quickly and get some variety in there. Actually, let's. I think that sounds pretty good. Let's have everything in there. Let's have everything in this one too. I feel like I might have screwed up in there. Okay, this is the one that was just supposed to be the bass. I think I might have scrolled too low, but this one, let's take all of these out. And let's take a snapshot. Let's try this one. Let's take this out. So I was creating some variety. Take a snapshot. And let's go down here. Okay, so I think that's enough variety in the drums. And again, let's make sure to save the project. So here's one thing that I've noticed, and I should probably make a video about this because my theory is that, and if any of y'all MPC Live 3 heads out there have any ideas on it, there used to be a button in this screen that would say like XY axis, but I think that, let's just test this out right now. So if I go to QLink, and let's go to QLink edit, that there's this now we have this XY pad thing. So I can press full screen, and it says project mode and it says learn. Let's see what's in here. And we have the MPCE pad. So I think what you can do now is control this crossfader, leave automation with XY. So yeah, I think that what you can do is you can do what you were doing before with that, with the MPCE pads, which is cool, but a little bit confusing for me. I just need to delve into that because the next step that I'm gonna do, I would often include that as an effect. So let's go over here. We had this in pad mode for mixing the drums. Let's go back to touch effects, especially for what we're gonna be doing here. So this is gonna be the last step of the process of making a song tonight. Feeling pretty tired, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty motivated. The song is really pretty and it's making me happy. Okay, so now we have all these laid out. If we go here, I believe it's this one. Yeah. So if we double click on the arrangement and let's go back up top. Now, let's go have it here. So now we can play all of these clip rows that we've created. We can now play them on these pads. Why would we do that? So we're gonna record everything to the arranger. So let's click on the arrange. And right now the arrange is only 2 bars. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double the length. And we're gonna double the length all the way out to 128 bars. I'm sure it won't be that long. We're gonna take that off right there. Sometimes I screw this up, and if y'all are checking this out with me, I apologize if I do it. I don't think I will, because I think I turned that off. Let's keep the automation on, because I'm gonna try to do the effect that they have on there, which I think sounds cool. Yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say record to arrange, and then let's press record, recording to arrange. Let's go back to the arrange, just make sure that it's happening. Let's try it. Okay, so if you notice, I think I screwed up. I think I did a snapshot of the wrong, of the very last I did a snapshot of the wrong thing at the very end, but it was very easy to bring the tracks in. Pretty simple. So I think we're getting at a good point. Let's just make sure that we can play everything back, and then let's wrap this video up because I've been live streaming for about an hour now. So let's go. So we notice, oh, well, everything's playing. That's just a bummer. So we turn this functionality off, and let's go here. Cool, now it's playing everything the way that we want it. Let's just listen to it, and then we'll wrap this video up. See, and this is the point when I did the bridge, but I realized I screwed up at the end. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, yeah, so what we noticed at the very end, we had a little bit of what I would describe as a happy accident, which is that the bridge, I ended up screwing up the very last part to where it didn't come in with the snapshot. But the way that I brought it in with automation was really great. And that's the great thing about clips. You know, listening to a lot of popular artists and a lot of really great musicians, you hear them talk a lot about, you know, I think so much of electronic music and so much what's great about music is the looping and the repetition. So like, not to downplay looping and repetition, but there is something really great about being a listener and being surprised by something. We also like being surprised. So it's an interesting fusion of two different worlds of, we like repetition, but we also like being surprised. So yeah, thanks so much for checking out this video, and please like and subscribe if you appreciate what I did here making this video. You know, I make a song every day, and been going through a lot of big life changes, and I think I've really had to change my mindset when it comes to music. You know, the longer you make music, I think I've just really learned to love making music, for making music. I'm really grateful for it, and it's really grounding, even when, you know, we experience big changes in our life. So, you know, I want to keep committing and keep doing what I'm doing, and do a better job of documenting the experience, because if you're someone who makes music and you're struggling and you're dealing with difficult emotions, one of my favorite things is listening to, like, whenever I make a song every single day, I love going back and hearing the songs that I've made in the past and connecting really deeply to a difficult emotion that I was having at a time. So this song I'll probably look back and hopefully have fond memories of. It'll probably be a good reminder of where I was at this time in my life and be a great memory. So, I come from a family where all my family members make music, and I never really liked music or wanted to make music. And then when I was in college, my friend downloaded Fruity Loops, and as with the common theme now, I was dealing with a difficult thing in my life. And even though at that time I didn't have that repetition and I knew I was really bad at music, there was something that I loved about it and there was something beautiful about the challenge. So if you're someone and you're newer to making music and you're struggling to, with self-worth issues of feeling like I'm not good enough, this AI can make music better than I can, don't worry. Like, I feel that even when I'm making music every day. If you're someone who's been making music for a really long time, I just want to motivate you to keep making music. Um, when and if you can, and if you can't make music, that's also fine too. Like, I don't want to pressure anybody to do anything. But yeah, if you need any help, feel free to reach out. I appreciate the community on YouTube. Um, Gonna try to do a Zoom call with my friend about DJing, which I've been learning a lot about tomorrow, and I'm excited for that. Um, but yeah, again, thank you all so much for checking out this live stream. Um, Gonna try to do more things like this every single day. Thank you all so much for your support, and see you soon.